Hey everyone, this is KatherineOfSky. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of the patrons who've been supporting me for months and years, as well as all of these new people. Thank you so much for your gifts, either through Patreon, increasing your Patreon pledge, or PayPal or Super Chats. It is so much appreciated. So thank you so much. Heart, heart, heart. Hey everyone, this is KatherineOfSky. I'm in a bit of a weird mood because I had something really traumatic happen to me earlier yesterday, which kind of put me into shock. But I really can't talk about that right now. Instead, I'm going to try to talk about a more interesting subject, some philosophical subjects, and then give you an update on what's going to happen in the next few days for me. Anyway, you're probably wondering about the title of the video. That would be the philosophical part. As always, a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting me. I have a thank you screen. I don't know if I'll remember to put it. I was supposed to put on the last video, but I forgot, so I'm sorry. So yesterday, I was shipped to Karolinska University Hospital, which is considered the best hospital in all of Scandinavia. The doctor there told me they are number 8 in the world for like everything. And I looked, there's 165,000 hospitals in the world. So number 8 is awesome. And I feel like, wow, Sweden is awesome. They actually care about me. I didn't ask to be shipped anywhere. I just thought doctors here would take care of me. But no, they shipped me to like the best hospital in Sweden to get me looked at. And that makes me feel really valued as a person. And so anyway, it's in Solna, which is north of Stockholm. I was shipped there by taxi, and it was a nice ride. I guess it was like, I don't know, 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. The traffic was okay, not too bad. I got there, and it was good. I was seen by a surgeon and a student. She had just graduated from university. And so, it's always good to let students learn. So I let her feel my pulses and all the things, and, pretended to be a rag doll so they could get all the things sorted out. They gave me just like a manual exam of my pulses and stuff, and tested a little bit of my neurological function as well because of the stroke situation. And basically, they kind of outlined the surgery, what they thought of things, and basically they were at a standstill. They were at a stalemate. They were like, well, on one hand, medication is really good now. Before it was like, it would have been a 50-50, balance between medication or surgery. And in my case, they couldn't really recommend one. That was yesterday. And so, and medications have even gotten better since they had the last statistics come out and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. And they told me about the risks, and one of those is, so I learned that the vagus nerve, which controls a lot of stuff, runs right along your carotid artery. And so there is a risk of damaging that with scalpels. So this is not something you can reroute through your brain. This is like if they actually cut the nerve, it is cut. It is like gone. You lose that function forever. And there's a risk of damaging one's voice. Not the voice box, but the nerves to the voice box. And there's also a possibility of damage to the tongue. Like half my tongue could be numb, and that would make me sound like an idiot. And this kind of like really put me off because I'm thinking, what the hell? There's also, your left half, your part of your face wouldn't function as well. The muscles would be, just totally slack. They wouldn't function. I don't care so much about the look thing. I just care about the function because I've trained my voice for 40 years to sound perfect. And I try to share that with you. And a lot of people enjoy my voice. And so for me, the choice is, okay, on one hand, there's a lot of complicated things that go into my job. And I guess I should outline that so you have a good idea of the information before I get a whole bunch of comments like, hey, KOS, you could get this job or that job. So my situation is this. My migraine is so intense that anytime I'm away from my computer, the pain level just keeps rising exponentially. I go to the market, it just goes up and up and up and up. And that's because when I'm out, there's a lot of sounds and sights and smells, and it's very overpowering, and it just hits my brain, and it's so painful. People stress me out, light stresses me out, smells in different places. Like I can't even walk by like a perfume store. It drives me crazy. Or candles, that's even worse. Candles are the worst because they leave them open. Like at least perfumes, it's only a, somebody sprays once in a while, but it's really hard for me to function outside. For some reason, playing games helps calm that pain level down a little bit, because it is overwhelming and it is really bad. Don't get what I got. They don't even know what I got, but avoid it anyway. It's not great. It's not great. So the only job that I can do is be a YouTuber, whether I like it or not. I happen to like it, but I have felt burned out at different points in my career. But I have to do that because that's all I got. So Matthias is like, well, if you have a stroke, like, so there's a chance with the medication to have a stroke, and there's a chance with the surgery also to have a stroke. Both of them have a chance. It's just which option is better. And Matthias is like, well, if you have medication and a big chunk breaks off, then you could lose your voice, you could be dead, you could be a vegetable. That's hard to do when you're with YouTube. Can't do YouTube when you're a vegetable, I think is the exact quote. But for me, losing my voice or the ability to speak properly or whatever is equally dead. Because if I can't do YouTube, I have no money to pay the apartment, no money to feed the cats. Might as well be dead, right? If you have no ability to survive in the world, then you're as good as dead. And there's a lot of suffering that goes along with that as well. So I really was scared of doing this surgery. And it's so weird that, like, you boil down your own worth. What am I worth? My voice. That's it. It's kind of all I have to survive in the world. The brain doesn't even matter as much as the voice. My heart doesn't matter. My caring, my feelings, my voice just matters. So that's what I've been thinking about all of yesterday and today. It's really bad distillation, I feel. Really bad. But, as a single person with, I'm an orphan, no family. I have a boyfriend, but, that's a different thing. So I have to figure out how I can be alive in this world. So that made me really scared to do the surgery, really scared. And this morning, when my docs came back, they said they'd heard from the team at Karolinska, the surgery team, and they're like, well, they highly recommend me doing the surgery. And my heart dropped. I was hoping they'd come back with, well, it's either way, you can choose. But they didn't. It was, we definitely think you should. And so he said I could call the surgeon with more questions today at 13, which it's 12:50 now. So my surgeon that I talked to yesterday morning, he called me actually, which was great. I thought that was cool. And we had a long chat. I had questions for him like, what is the percentage of people that get this nerve damage? And you know what? He really impressed me because he impressed me in a way that he cares about me. He told his colleagues about my YouTube career and the voice thing. And he said to them that I really need the voice. I really need to have no nerve damage. And of course, they're always careful with every patient. But I thought, wow, he's actually like listened to me and they care about my outcome, that things are going to be perfect. So that was really, I don't know, gave me a lot of trust in them, a lot of trust, and a lot of like, okay, they care what's going to happen to me. I'm not just some random like assembly line thing, like an iron plate on the conveyor belt. I'm their brand new spider. Anyway, so we talked about stuff. I asked him about, the percentages of people, because I didn't get a percentage from him yesterday. And he says throughout all of Sweden in 2003, he said the percentage of all nerve damages, not just to voice or whatever, but all cranial nerve damages was like 4%. Sorry, that's in all of Sweden. But he says at Karolinska, he thinks it's like 1% or possibly less, because he says he's worked there as an intern for 4 years and he's never seen anyone with this kind of paralysis complications. I also talked to a stroke nurse here yesterday, the one that's going to follow up with me. She said she's never seen anybody with, and she's seen a lot of people have this surgery. Again, no complications of this kind. So that made me feel better. I also asked him, because the ultrasound tech said that my carotid is very deep, which is, I guess, really good against serial killer protection. That's a very stupid joke, but I hope you get it. Anyway, yeah, my carotid is apparently really deep. And I said, is that going to make it worse? I didn't understand at the time how the nerves ran, but he explained it to me. And he said that there are places where the nerve is closer to the artery and places where it's further apart. And the place where my plaque blockage is, he says, is where the nerve is further from the artery. So he says that it's better. He says it's a really good situation for me. So that gave me a lot of confidence as well, or what do you call it? Oh God, I can't even think of the word. Stroke brain. I apologize. Anyway, so basically the plaque formed at a favorable location, so they do need to chop it in half, and then they scoop it out, and then they close it back up again. So anyway, so the way the surgery is going to go is that they don't do it on weekends. This is like a really highly specialized procedure. And wait, did I talk about the other thing? Oh God. All right, I'll get to that later. This is a highly specialized procedure where they have to really get all of the scans together and prepare the operating room very specifically. So the soonest they can do it is on Monday. So that means I'll go there on Sunday night. I'll probably take a taxi there, sick taxi, and so that I can be there ready for the surgery in the morning. Apparently during the surgery, I will be awake the entire time. They have to ask me questions and see, like, is the blood flowing properly? Because we do have 2 carotid arteries. And so they want to make sure that, your brain is not getting hypoxic. So if there is an issue, because they have to clamp off the one carotid artery before they cut it, obviously, so you don't bleed to death. But they can insert a tube and then restore the blood flow, like if there's a problem, and then find another way to fix it. But the surgery is going to be like between 1.5 and 2.5 hours. And during that time, they're just going to ask me questions like that I have to think about. And if there's any, deviation, then they'll, emergency procedures to restore blood flow. So they have a lot of safety measures in place. So I do feel confident in them. This is a very world-renowned hospital, and it is I really trust them. I've heard of it well before today or whenever. I've heard of it like years ago even. So it's pretty impressive. And anyway, so I'll be observed for like a day, and then they'll ship me off to the rehab place where I'm going to work on my arm and my leg. So that's kind of the plan right now. I did agree to the surgery, even though it scares the bejesus out of me. But he did make me feel better about things, that they're going to try to really be careful. So right now I'm here waiting for my doctors here. I need to inform them of my decision. And I also asked him I asked the surgeon why they highly recommend it, because yesterday they were quite unsure of what solution was best. And he says, well, because, you're so young and we just want to make sure it's all cleaned out so you don't have any kind of like lingering stuff because for the future, so I live a longer life basically. So that was cool, and they feel like it's quite safe. And he says, during his time also, nobody's ever died during surgery. That's just not a thing they tolerate. It's not a thing they tolerate. So I was like, okay, yeah, forget being dead. Come on, no dying on the table. Not a thing. And but it feels scary, and since I've had this traumatic thing happening yesterday and today, it's been hard to make a decision because I've been very upset about the other thing. But I feel like this is a very logical decision that I'm making. It's what Matthias has been kind of pushing me into as well. I mean, I agree too, in principle. And I hope that there's no nerve damage, because that'll just kill me dead. That'll kill me dead. But yeah, I do have faith in these doctors. The surgeon I met with yesterday was very sharp. Like, he knew what he was doing. And if he's a resident, not even a senior guy, like, I can imagine that the rest of the team is quite on it. I have faith in their ability. And I don't need to second guess them, because they know a hell of a lot more about it than I do. I mean, there's a reason you consult experts, right? It's because you don't know what the hell you're doing. So these people know what they're doing. This is a world-renowned hospital that has won 5 Nobel Prizes. I trust them. I trust them. So there's no question there. I believe in their expertise. They have the highest tech medical equipment, procedures, planning, preparation. They are on it. They are really on it. Oh, sorry about that. That was my alarm to call the doctor, but since you already did, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. It was funny because I was going to make this video before calling him to get some ideas from you guys, actually, about what to do. I would make my own decision, of course, but it's always interesting to hear what other people think. It wasn't like going to be a vote situation. But anyway, obviously he called me earlier. He was free from his duties of checking on people, so that was really cool that he prioritized that. And because they do need to fit me into the schedule. That was another thing. They had to kind of move things around so that I could get in. But obviously they do consider it quite important. Monday is like, it's basically like having emergency surgery, because, they are taking my case really seriously. So that makes me feel very like, this is no joking matter. I don't want to put this off for a month. I just want to, I need to do it now. Anyway, really appreciate all the love and support. I really do. It's been it's really made me feel like I matter to people, and just feels like, when somebody's caring about you. Like I said, I'm an orphan, so, not having that automatic love of your parents or whatever, but feeling the love of the community is very special. So thank you for that. And thank you everyone for sharing your stories and all of your anecdotes about various things. Some people have shared like health problems, some people about their costs of care in the US, some people just various things, just love and support. And it's great. It's really great. So thank you so very much for that. And I guess I'll end the video here. So thank you so very much. Oh my God, words. Thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.